ladies and gentlemen, that will be take two. I hope you've had a fruitful start to your morning. Just a quick announcement, as you can see, there will be simultaneous interpretation for you, for those of you who will need it. Yesterday, we introduced you to a whole new range of HP products to show you how HP is simplifying technology to make it more accessible and relevant to our customers. Ultimately, we want to help them tell their stories better. I've had the opportunity to read some of your stories. Thank you very much indeed for your hard work. And today, we will continue to have the special guests on stage, including one special appearance. I'm sure you're looking forward to that. To start today's show, ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome on stage Mr. Steve Hoffman.
Thank you, Diana. Thank all of you. It's been a great level of engagement, clearly. I know there were some great times last night at dinner. Saw the Q&A and all the workshops and breakouts in the back area, and it was wonderful for us to have this opportunity to exchange with you, and the day's not over yet. You know, David Packard very famously said once that market share leadership should never be an objective. It should be the result of doing many things well. And at HP, and in particular in the Printing and Personal Solutions organization, we're very proud of the things that we've done well, and we're very proud of the fact that we've earned our customers' trust and their business that has truly made HP the clear leader in both printing and in personal computers, where we hold the #1 market share position in each category. And I think what you've seen, I hope, in the last day or so, is what we're doing from that position of strength. We're using it as an opportunity to continue to define the markets where we compete. And the things that you're seeing, for example, in Ultrabook, where we're taking a fantastic opportunity and as a market leader really driving the Ultrabook forward. We launched the world's first Ultrabook for business earlier in the year, and when you consider all of the different dimensions that we're investing in and driving in the Ultrabook category, you can see what a big deal this is going to be for HP and really for the industry. Whether it's the industrial design we've applied to products like the Spectre XT, or the new expansion of form factor for 14-inch or 16-inch, our ability to make Ultrabooks more accessible and affordable for more people through our very aggressively priced products. We're going to be expanding the market that way. And of course, we're continuing to expand into business with our EliteBook folio. So expect to see from us even more aggressive moves in the Ultrabook space, where with our partners Intel and Microsoft, all of our Ultrabooks will ship with genuine Windows. We expect this to be a very big deal for HP this year. On the printing side, not only did we see some firsts, like the first mobile all-in-one printer, but I hope you had the opportunity to appreciate what we're building on top of our hardware. We talked about this before. It's the layers that HP can bring. And when we go above the world-class hardware, genuine HP ink and toner, we start to layer in document management, information management. We're adding value to our business customers that no one else in this category is ready to step up and do. And that innovation doesn't always just come from us. I think as we saw with the T410, the power over Ethernet thin client, and our fantastic relationship with 3M, we have the ability to truly listen to our customers, be inspired by them, and drive innovation into the market first, and drive it in a way that's going to create tremendous value for our customers. Now, innovation that we do with partners, whether that's 3M or Microsoft or Intel or our technology partners, AMD and NVIDIA, is all about driving the products that you're going to see coming in the days and weeks ahead. But in order to keep our innovation pipeline full, we have to do a lot more deep research as well. And we mentioned a little bit about HP Labs. We're going to have an opportunity to spend some time with one of our leading scientists from HP Labs. And he's going to talk to you not about products that we're about to ship in the days and weeks ahead, but he's going to talk to you about some fundamental areas of research, areas of work that we're doing that will be showing up in years from now, not only in the HP portfolio, but we believe across the industry to shape where personal computing is headed. And before I bring our guest up, let me tell you a little bit about him. John Apostolopoulos is the director of the Mobile and Immersive Experiences Lab at HP Labs at our headquarters in Palo Alto. He works with research teams there in Palo Alto, as well as in Bangalore, India, and Bristol in the UK. John is a true scientist. He's earned his Bachelor of Science, Master's of Science, and PhD from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT. John was named one of the youngest IEEE fellows in the world. He's published more than 100 papers. He's been granted more than 50 U.S. patents. His area of expertise has actually been around video and manipulating video. He earned a prestigious Emmy Award for his work in contributing to the U.S. digital TV standard. And he even worked shoulder to shoulder with some rocket scientists. He said you can't call him a rocket scientist, but he did help develop optical communication systems at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California, doing work with NASA. So we won't ask him to go into rocket science, but we are going to ask him to talk about some of these technologies that will be shaping the future of personal computing. So with that, I'd like to welcome on stage John Apostolopoulos.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here and to share with you some of the work we're doing at HP Labs to innovate for the future of computing. So HP Labs works very closely with HP Labs is the central research arm of Hewlett-Packard company. Notice that there are very few companies in the world that have a research lab. We work very closely with our business units to make innovation that matters. We have about 500 researchers throughout the world. We're primarily located in 7 global locations, as you can see here. St. Petersburg, Russia, Bristol in the UK, Palo Alto, California in the US. I've Israel, Bangalore, India, Singapore, and Beijing, China. In addition, we have about 70 ongoing collaborations with some of the top research universities and research institutions throughout the world. For example, in China, we work currently with Tsinghua University and Peking University. HP Labs was founded about 45 years ago by Bill Hewlett and Dave Packard, the founders of HP. And the goal of HP Labs is to make innovation that matters. You're probably familiar with some of the innovation from HP Labs, but there's a lot of the other innovation which you use every day that you may not know comes from HP Labs. For example, many of you probably flew here, and as soon as you landed, you took out your smartphones, and you wanted to check your email and use GPS to find your location. Well, the reason those things work is because of the atomic clock, which was invented at HP Labs, and that keeps GPS running, as well as our communication systems synchronized throughout the world. Some of the other inventions from HP Labs that you may be familiar with include the pocket calculator. That helped make mathematical computing affordable and usable and accessible to many more people throughout the world. Of course, another example is inkjet printing. By making an inkjet printer, we made printing affordable. So for instance, our kids at home can print their homework assignments, can print other things to learn. And also with, for example, HP's web press, you can make very high quality magazines with very high speed and very high volume. Another example, which John Solomon mentioned yesterday, is ePrint. Many of us would like to print from any device we have, anywhere in the world. For example, you have a smartphone here, and you may want to print something in your printer at home. You can do that with ePrint. So these are some of the innovations we did in the past. Let me talk to you now about some of the innovations we're doing for the future. I'm going to talk about 4 things today. First, I'm going to talk about a new circuit element we discovered actually, which we believe can revolutionize storage. I'm then going to talk about some of the exciting work we're doing with flexible plastic displays. Then I'm going to put these 2 things together to make cloud-connected personal devices. And then I'll show you some of the blending of the physical and digital worlds we can do with these devices. So let's look at storage to start. Today, we never seem like we have enough storage. We always can use more. Similar to battery life, we'd like to have longer battery life. Well, with one recent discovery we had at HP Labs, that is a discovery from Memristor, we may be able to help solve this storage problem, as well as help extend our battery lives. Let me give you some background. You may remember if you had a physics class or if you took apart a TV or a radio, that the three key electronic components, there's a resistor, capacitor, and inductor, as you see here on the left-hand side. Well, about 40 years ago, it was hypothesized that there exists a fourth fundamental circuit element. In the last 40 years, people have been trying to find that. Recently at HP Labs, we discovered it. We found it. It's called the Memristor, and it completes this picture of the four fundamental circuit elements. Now, the Memristor stands for a resistor with memory. And over here, you can see some of these Memristors. They're the little red rectangles there. Notice that these are extremely tiny. Each one of these red rectangles are about 100 atoms in width. So they're very, very tiny. So why do they matter? Memristor matters because in all our computing devices, be it a smartphone, a tablet, a notebook, a server, a data center, we use storage. We use flash, we use DRAM, we use hard disk drives. Well, Memristor has the potential to perhaps replace all these storage types of storage across all these devices. As a result of that, HP has invested in terms of generating new storage and computer architectures to exploit the Memristor. Now let's talk about displays. So displays are very important. Displays are how we consume the content in our personal devices. Okay? I know all of you are usually quite passionate about the displays you have on your personal devices. Well, today's displays are made out of glass, and because of that, they're still relatively thick, heavy, fragile, and they're flat. We believe that we can make displays in the future that are lighter in weight, that are thinner, that are more robust to breakage, that we can have novel form factors, and also can be lower cost. We can do this through HP's self-aligned imprint lithography, SAIL as we have written up there. And this basically borrows some ideas from printing. So for example, the web press, the way that works is that you have this roll of paper, and you unroll it really quickly and you print on top of it. What we're doing over here is we have a roll of plastic, and as we unroll it, we imprint the electronics of the display on the plastic. Okay? That's what can help us lead to lower cost. Note that this is a collaboration between the Imaging and Printing Group and the Personal Systems Group. And now we're quite excited because since these groups are even closer together now under TAB, we believe this can help accelerate bringing this to market. Here's also one of my researchers back at Palo Alto, and in her hand you can see an example of one of our plastic flexible displays. So what can we do with these plastic displays? Let's look at it. The first thing we can do is that we can make today's devices even thinner and lighter than before. Okay? But there's much more that we can do with this. So for example, we can make some of the things that are impossible today possible tomorrow. As an example, we can make curved displays. Okay? The nice thing about a curved display is that it can provide a much more immersive experience. Now, curved displays are prohibitively expensive today. That's why you don't see them. That's why you don't have them in your homes or on your desk. But with our ability to make plastic displays, we believe that we can make curved displays in the future as affordable as you can make flat displays today. Here's another example on the right-hand side, where we can make wearable personal devices. Okay? So we saw a fashion show yesterday, and clearly from here we're not quite ready to go on the fashion runway. But this thing here is actually really amazing. What you're seeing here in this prototype is a display that's 100 microns thick. 100 microns is the same thickness as the average person's head of hair, a single hair. Okay? So it's very thin, and therefore very light. Also, it's virtually indestructible. If I wore it on my arm and I was hitting it, it wouldn't break. It would just flex. Okay? So that's something else that we can make possible and we can have in the future. So now what I'd like to do is show you a video of our vision of the future, where I show you some cloud-connected personal devices which blend the physical and digital worlds. Can you please roll the video? So here's what you see is a classroom of the future. This is a classroom in Shanghai, and the students are learning about the Golden Gate Bridge, which is in San Francisco. As you see, all the students have their own mobile personal workbook. And over here, what they're getting is they are listening to Steve, who's an architect in San Francisco, talking to them about the Golden Gate Bridge. Here they're working with their workbooks. The workbooks are, in essence, cloud-connected plastic displays. And they can interact with their workbook to learn about the Golden Gate Bridge. What you see now is that the students are trying to learn, and what they're going to get is they're going to get an assignment. Steve's going to assign them an assignment to design a bridge. Steve's in San Francisco. He sends them the assignment. They're going to receive the assignment in Shanghai on the mobile workbook. And then they're going to look at a number of possibilities to design a bridge and explore to see what's the right way to design the bridge. So what you see here, here's an example bridge design. And they get to explore, trying out the different ways to add the supports here and so forth. And this is something which is really great for kids, because then they could really learn a lot. Here they convert from a 2D to a 3D version to better visualize it and understand it. And note that the processing is done in the cloud over here. Now they're also going to go on-site in Shanghai to test out their design. So here they're on-site. Here they have the first design of their bridge. Oh, an earthquake. Will the bridge survive? No. Unfortunately, this one doesn't. But they also have a second design. Let's see about the second design. Does it survive? Here's the earthquake. Yes. Okay. I think you can begin to grasp how compelling these sort of immersive, interactive learning experiences can be. Now let's look at what we just saw there. We saw some novel personal devices. They had plastic displays which made them ultra-thin, ultra-light, transparent, and virtually unbreakable. They also had Memristor-based storage. And the nice thing about that is we both had an immense amount of storage capability on the device. And also Memristor will require less power, which means we can have a smaller battery, and it means the device can be even lighter. It's also fast, and it's cloud-powered, so the sophisticated processing is done in the cloud, and then as a result, we're not limited any longer by the capabilities of the device. And furthermore, you saw how we blended together the physical and the digital worlds. The devices, they sensed the environment, they understood the environment, and that's how they figured out where to place the bridge over this virtual bridge over the real river and landscape. So this is an example here where a small number of people are working together to blend the physical and digital world. Let's please go to the large image now. So here's another example where a team of people are working together. This is a mission control center. Thank you. This is a mission control center, for example, in Shanghai, and this team is trying to monitor the traffic and minimize the traffic congestion. So what they're looking at here is a big wall-like display. Today we can do that with multiple projectors. Tomorrow we can do it with the sort of plastic displays I talked to you about. The team here can now see what's happening anywhere in Shanghai in terms of the traffic. They can monitor trade that's occurring. They can keep track of the weather. They can also keep track of the power or the energy being used by the city for transportation. Then, by having a holistic view of all this information and much, much more, they can much quicker understand the situation and decide, for example, how to reroute traffic to minimize the congestion. By doing things like this, what we can do is we can increase the productivity of the city. We can also reduce the total amount of energy that's used on a day-by-day basis in the city, as well as make it a much more healthier and happier place for people to live. Okay. This example is a mission control center. You can imagine many other examples with in business and healthcare and education and so forth. Okay, so what I showed you is basically a peek into some of the research we're doing to create the next generation of computing. The first thing I showed you was how we discovered the Memristor at HP Labs and how this could revolutionize storage. The thing about the Memristor is that it was a scientific discovery. It And because of this new science that we have, there are a whole bunch of new possibilities that are possible now. As a note, I should mention that we're currently working with Hynix, which is one of the top memory manufacturers in the world, to commercialize Memristor. And we believe the first products will come out in either 2014 or 2015. I also talked with you about our exciting plastic flexible displays, which will make displays in the future that are thinner, lighter, and virtually unbreakable. Okay? This was made possible by an engineering breakthrough. That is a breakthrough in how we can manufacture displays at much lower cost than what we do today. Then I also showed how we can put the two of these together to create cloud-connected personal devices. And I should mention here that the cloud is something that is of strategic importance to HP. So HP businesses are investing hugely in the cloud as well as HP Labs. And we're trying to align all this efforts to make these cloud-connected personal devices more efficient, more effective, and most secure. And then with these devices, we can blend together the physical and digital worlds. This is an area I think is particularly exciting. I think we're just seeing the tip of the iceberg in terms of what's possible, and then many, many opportunities ahead for us here. What we're doing is we're working with Autonomy, which HP recently acquired. And Autonomy, as you may know, has the Erasma augmented reality engine, which is one of the top augmented reality engines used today throughout the world. And we're working with them to turn that vision, which I showed you a couple minutes ago, into reality. Okay. So at HP Labs, what we're doing is we're working very closely with our business units to make innovation that matters. To make innovation that matters to you and to the rest of the world. And our belief is that by succeeding at this, we'll make Bill and Dave proud. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, John. And as he said, as we look forward to commercializing these technologies, you can imagine we're as excited as you are to eventually be showing them at an event like this sometime in the future. For our next guest, I'd like to introduce you to the leader of the newly formed Printing and Personal Systems Organization. Todd Bradley had formerly run the Personal Systems Group, turned it into the market-leading PC organization renowned for its global scale and efficiency and innovation, and back in March was given the added responsibility now of managing our printing organization as well. When we talk about HP's presence in China and how long we've been here and some of the developments, Todd is personally responsible for much of our recent development in the last 5 or 6 years. He was a recipient of the prestigious Friendship Award from China, primarily for his pioneering work in Chongqing as well as here in Shanghai, to really turn China into business operation for HP, serving the China market. Not strictly a market where we export from, but a market where we design products, we build them, and we ship them to consumers and businesses here in China. So we're very grateful to have him with us. I'd like to now introduce Todd Bradley.
Thanks, Steve. Well, it's great to be in Shanghai. It's great to be here with all of you. Thank you very much for coming and allowing us to show you what is, I think, truly one of the best product lineups in our industry. I think I should probably start by trying to put this week into some context. About our capabilities, about our focus. I think it's really fair to say that only HP is able to do what you've seen here this week. Our scale and size allows us to differentiate at every point in the product chain. Our ability to partner with some of our partners you'll meet here today. Our ability to drive innovation that matters to customers across multiple channels. And I think you can see a clear focus on mobility. a focus on connectivity, and a focus on how we enable customers to work and communicate better than ever. Of the many things we've done this week, you've seen us completely refresh our lineup. You've seen very quickly, as we formed PPS, the introduction of multiple new printers and new consumer PCs positioned together. And I think as you see these products, as you experience the capabilities, I think it's very clear that the combination of breadth of product, depth of solution, our ability to provide phenomenal service and support on very high-quality products is unsurpassed. And I think a focus on interoperability across our product line, a focus on the ability to create and consume content, be it printed matter, physical videos, as simple as emails with friends. At the same time, I'm not sure there's a better city in the world than Shanghai to showcase these capabilities. I'm not sure there's any platform in the world that is more mobile or more connected than the city of Shanghai. Clearly a phenomenal backdrop for what we've done. But as always, our actions, I think, speak much louder than any of our words. Our products communicate in a much clearer way than anything we do. And I think what you've seen in these products, in these solutions, is a true commitment to our PC business, a true commitment to a connected solution, to a series of personal products that allow you to take advantage of our broader capabilities. Let me take a few minutes and talk about the role that Printing and Personal Systems, our newly formed group, will take within HP. Because it's all about how individuals and organizations interact with digital content. It's all about how we create the ability for individuals with individual products to create, access stored content, and consume content. That's how PPS will play a greater role in the broad infrastructure that HP provides, the broad set of cloud capabilities that we'll deploy. Now, we'll continue to focus on how our products, and I think more broadly, our solutions enable you to do these things, to create, to store, to consume, to share. That ability to safely and securely do those things is paramount in our industry. And at the most personal level, it's critical that we enhance the interplay between the digital and physical world. You've seen great examples this week of world-class design. You've seen great examples of how we've enriched digital experiences with our own innovations, as well as those with some of our partners. Our own innovation in the personal computing world, the imaging and printing world. John very clearly showed you some of the capabilities, unique capabilities, that we're working with HP Labs to bring to market. That unique capability to invent, and to create innovations that matter to customers. Also, through our partners, with our partners, we're very, very proud of what we've accomplished. We have a great history of creating solutions together. A history that continues to evolve, that continues to enable customers around the world to do the things that are important to them. So I thought it'd be great for you to hear from two of our very, very strategic partners. The first message I want to share with you, the first partner I want to introduce you to, is unfortunately a video message, because this individual couldn't be here. He's very busy, I think, focused on launching Windows 8. But I want you to see a video from our friend and good partner, Steve Ballmer, to talk about what you've seen here. You roll the video, please.
I'm thrilled to be part of such an exciting day. This HP lineup of devices is amazing. It embodies what is truly unique to Windows PCs. It provides people the power to choose a device that both fits their needs and their personalities. Both businesses and consumers will find devices they love. There are high-powered entertainment machines with Beats audio sound, as well as ultra-sleek Ultrabooks like the HP Envy Spectre. The latest Spectre is beautiful. It demonstrates HP's commitment to bold industrial design. I can't wait to see customer reactions. At Microsoft, we're proud that Genuine Windows is the platform on all HP Ultrabooks worldwide. This winning combination gives consumers and business users the best experience possible, with increased reliability and performance, as well as protection against malware and viruses. It's an exciting time with all of this stunning new hardware available. And the best part is that all of these devices will be ready for Windows 8 on day one. We have truly reimagined Windows and Windows 8 to make every experience feel like a natural extension of the device, whether you're using a Windows 8 tablet, laptop, or all-in-one. It's fast, fluid, and dynamic, and we can't wait to release it to the world with partners like HP.
So I think clearly, as we've worked with Microsoft to bring great software products that enable the solutions that we provide, another critical partner for HP, critical historically, and I think especially in light of the Ultrabook push that you've seen this week, is Intel. With that, I'd like to invite on stage my good friend, the Executive Vice President and Chairman of Intel China, Sean Maloney. Sean.
Good to see you.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Todd. Great to see you. Dao Jiao Hao. It's great to be here attending HP's launch event in Shanghai. Today I want to talk about China, the Ultrabook, and our partnership with HP. For 40 years, the US has been the largest PC consumption market. Not anymore. This year, China becomes the world's largest PC consumption country. Today, China is 20% of the world's PC consumption and still growing at 15% a year. By 2015, 2016, China will be double the size of the US market. In sector after sector, this is the story of growth in China. For this reason, I think that HP is making the right decision to place the 2012 global launch event in China. Today, the PC's challenge is to meet new demands for end-user experience, for mobility and responsiveness. It's been less than 12 months since Intel began to talk publicly about our new experience, the ultra-sleek, ultra-responsive PC that we call Ultrabook. Ultrabook is the industry's latest innovation to reinvent the PC. It comes with all the nice features, with uncompromised performance and great user experience. It has stylish form factors, low power consumption, ultra responsiveness, and security all at the same time, and available at mainstream price points. Last year, we introduced second generation Intel Core. 2 weeks ago, Intel launched quad-core third generation's core for high-end desktops, laptops, and all-in-one PCs. In the coming months, we will be available to power a new wave of systems, including Ultrabook's designs. This is Intel's job one in 2012. The third generation Intel Core processor is the world's first processor based on 22 nanometer tri-gate transistors. This is a big innovation breakthrough. As a result of new process technology with tri-gate transistors, it delivers great performance improvement and power savings. We have rapid response technology for instant on and Intel Turbo 2.0 for instant performance. With the new generation, third generation quad-core, they will support DX11, which is up to 2.5 3x graphics and up to 2x faster media per second. All of these technologies will enable the ecosystem to innovate for products like Ultrabook. Windows 8. We believe that Windows 8 will deliver new and compelling experiences in the clamshell, and the third generation Intel processors will deliver a best Windows 8 experience. Great visuals, responsiveness, and all the apps and utilities you expect on IA-based PCs. This new experience includes touch, which will be available on Ultrabooks soon. Finally, I want to take a moment to acknowledge the long history that HP and Intel share together. We have several decades under our belt working together to bring innovative platforms to market. And I'm happy to say that I've been here to witness them all. Whether it was the first PCs in the 1980s, vPro for business, new form factors like Z-Series workstation, or reinvigorating the desktop with the all-in-one, we continue to work together to lead the market with quality systems that our customers demand. Today is no different with the HP Ultrabook, and the future does look bright. Thank you.